All right, let's start with the big story that we're tracking on WION at this hour, where Saudi Energy Minister has said that 2 Saudi oil tankers were reportedly damaged in what has been described as a sabotage attack off the United Arab Emirates coast. Now, Khalid Al-Falih has said that the oil tankers were in fact on the way to cross into the Arabian Gulfs, and one of the 2 tankers was about to be loaded with crude oil for customers in the United States. The Saudi minister's statement just came hours after the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation in the United Arab Emirates had reported that 4 commercial ships had been subjected to sabotage operations. Now, according to United Arab Emirates Ministry, there have been no injuries or fatalities on board the vessels. Now, there's been no spillage of harmful chemicals or fuel. Now, the incident took place near the territorial waters of Fujairah, which is a port in the United Arab Emirates. And this incident comes amidst rising tensions between Iran and the United States, which has, of course, strengthened its military presence in the region. The Fujairah is one of the world's largest bunkering hubs, which lies just outside the Strait of Hormuz. Now, it is the only terminal in the United Arab Emirates through which most of Gulf oil exports pass. Now, Iran, remember, has been threatening to close down the strait if the United States were to, in fact, cause any kind of an attempt to try damage its interests. In fact, Iran has reacted to the attack. Iran's foreign ministry has called for a clarification as to what exactly has happened to the 2 Saudi oil tankers. Now, the ministry spokesperson Abbas Mousavi has said that the security of shipping and maritime transport in the region is of paramount importance. Iran has also referred to the attack as extremely worrying, and it has urged for a probe. The United Arab Emirates Ministry has called this a serious development. Its statement reads, and I quote, "Subjecting commercial vessels to sabotage operations and threatening the lives of their crew is a dangerous development." The United Arab Emirates statement did not, however, give out any information about the nature of sabotage. Investigations into the incidents are presently underway. The United Arab Emirates Foreign Ministry has also called upon the international community. It has said, and I quote again, "The international community should carry out its responsibility to prevent any parties from trying to harm maritime security and safety, which would be considered a threat to international safety and security." And also earlier in the day, the government had denied media reports about possible blasts inside the port of Fujairah. All right, now for more on this, we are joined in by our West Asia Bureau Chief, Daniele Pagani, who is joining us live from Oman. Now, good morning to you, Daniele. This is an extremely worrying development that has taken place, where Saudi Arabia, of course, has come forth and claimed that 2 of its oil-carrying vessels were, in fact, sabotaged earlier this morning. What exactly do we know as to what has happened here?
Good morning to you and to all our viewers. The exact number of commercial vessels that are suspected to be victims of an act of sabotage is 4. 2 of them are Saudis, the other one, the nationality is unconfirmed. This is at least what the United Arab Emirates authorities have said. This is really a very early stages. The United Arab Emirates are not giving out many information. They have not said what precise damages these vessels have suffered, but they say that there are no casualties, no injuries, and also no oil spilling, which was another of the problematic issues which could have come out of this recent incident. What we know so far is that there are investigations undergoing, conducted by the United Arab Emirates authorities and international firms, helping them to assess the situation. We need to take everything that is happening close to Iranian territorial waters, close to the Strait of Hormuz, which is the place where most of the oil trade transit through here in West Asia. We need to take everything that happens there very, very carefully, because it is a moment, as you correctly pointed out, of very high tensions between Iran, the United States, I beg your pardon, and their allies here in the region.
And also at this point of time, has the Saudi government or has the Emirati government pointed their finger towards Iran? Because no one at this point of time has claimed responsibility for the sabotage.
Yes, no one claimed the responsibility of the sabotage, but also both of the Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates are definitely very careful in pointing the finger. As I say, this is a very tense moment, so pointing the finger against the wrong culprit could actually start an escalation which could then take a life of its own and be very difficult to control. What we know is that Tehran has said that they also consider this incident very, very worrying, and that they hope to see quick results of the investigations conducted. This is signaling that the Iranian government is trying, so to say, to distance itself from this incident, but we will definitely need to find out what the results of the investigations will be. As of now, clearly there is a potential array of culprits. For instance, the Houthi rebels in Yemen a few days back said that they were holding hostage United Arab Emirates oil tankers close to the coast of Yemen, and they wanted to sell part of that oil. So they also might be behind this act of sabotage. But as I said, there is an investigation ongoing, currently conducted by the United Arab Emirates, and until and unless we do not know the results, we don't know what exactly happened. Certainly,
Absolutely.
It is a worrying incident.
It's an extremely worrying incident, but has, one of the big players in the region, the United States, has it responded to this incident at all? Because we know for a fact that the United States has been squeezing Iran with its sanctions. They are trying to ensure that the Iranian oil exports are virtually squeezed down to zero. And Iran in the past has not made any secrets over the fact that if its oil interests were to be threatened like they are being threatened now, then they would disrupt the passage of oil through the Strait of Hormuz.
The United States of America have a very important Navy contingent closer to the United Arab Emirates. At the Bahrain base, the United States Fifth Fleet is there. They say that they are aware of the incident, that they are tracking the developments, but they will leave it to the United Arab Emirates authorities to decide what's best once they discover who's behind it. Tension, as you said, is running very high, and particularly between the US Navy and the Iranian Navy. Recently, the United States has developed an additional aircraft carrier, some B-52 bombers, some Patriot missiles very close to the territorial water of Iran, saying that this is a clear message to Tehran should they have in mind any sort of military act, perhaps even sabotage. So we will need to track the developments very, very thoroughly in order to understand what is going on. These might be an insignificant act of sabotage conducted by some commercial pirates or whatever, or these might as well be the beginning of potentially a large military escalation. We will need to wait at the investigation's result to assess the situation more thoroughly.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Daniele Pagani, for joining us from Oman and getting us all those insights into what is playing out at the Strait of Hormuz. This, of course, could be the beginning of a long, drawn-out escalation, or it could just be one of those one-off incidents. But it is an investigation which is presently underway, and we expect more information to come out as to who could be behind the sabotage of these two ships that belong to the Saudi Arabia.